Welcome, everybody. I think I'm good. Welcome, everybody, to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Joseph Mokwena. I am your host, guys, and this, of course, is a place where we love South African football. We love African football. Every now and then we go overseas, and today we've got a big one. Hey, let's have Star Wars. Star Wars is on. Orlando Pirates taking on Mamelodi Sundowns in the MTN 8 over at Orlando Stadium. Guys, please remember that if Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana are in action, we will be here watching the game live right here. And then, of course, you can join me and add your voice to the show by clicking on the multi-guest button. You request, I let you in, and we have a conversation. The multi-guest button is the one at the bottom of your TikTok page, TikTok screen. You click on it. It's got a pink figure hugging a blue figure. Click request, I let you in. How are you doing, Wendy? Welcome. Guys, MTN8, Sibilibili in the box. Sibilibili in the box. Oh, you went. Nah, Sibilibili could work up the right-hand side. Getting the ball up. First 45 seconds. It is lit right now. Marana Mamantu. Yeah. Pirates looking to do something here. Guys, the two teams, just for reference, in the league, Mamelodi Sundowns is number 5. 2 games played, 1 win, 1 draw. They've scored 3 goals, conceded 1 for 4 points, for context. Then, of course, Orlando Pirates, kwaze kwanzima for Orlando Pirates. Number 14, 2 games played, no wins, no draws, and 2 losses. They've scored 1, they've conceded 3. For a grand total of 0 points. Some might say there's no point in speaking about Pirates. Kadlala. In the last 5 games, Sundowns has 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Pirates, on the other hand, has 2 losses, 2 wins, and a draw. In the last 5 games that these two have met each other, it is Orlando Pirates that is the better of the teams, where they've got 3 wins versus 1 draw, and Mamelodi Sundowns is 1 win. Then, of course, in terms of the starting lineup, we chinchile futhi. You guys got into his head. He changed it again. Chain, Siema, Mbogazi, Hoto, Van Rooyen, Nduli with Mbata, Tito, Mfukeng, Sibilibili, and of course, Mahopaldinho makes it back into the starting lineup. Then Sundowns as Williams, Kekana, Cupido, Mdunyelo, Mudiba, Mokwena, Allender, Zwane, Sales, Reyners, and Matthews as his starting lineup. Guys, tell me in the comments, what do you think the score is going to be? What do you think the score is going to be, guys? It's been so lit for Pirates fans. It's been so lit for Pirates fans. Wait, see, I found that there's 2 types of Pirates fans after these 2 losses. You have Laba.
No mess, tat, lash.
And then, of course, the other guys who are a little bit more optimistic. Bavukile futhi bayozama bahlulekile izolo, maybe bangeke bahluleke this time bazowina. What do you guys say this game is going to come out of? Doski saying 1-1, Mamelo saying 1-1, Kuti saying 1-0, 3-0 to Sundowns says Bongs, win for Sundowns says Cass, Bongs says 3-0 Sundowns. Guys, it's going to be very interesting. Obviously the weaknesses of the two teams are apparent. If you look at Mudiba starting this game, we always know that the left-hand side, Yamudiba, is always a little bit of the weak point, especially because he's more of an attacker than he is a defender. So you're going to be looking at Cupido and Kekana to have a lot of jobs on their left-hand side in order to make sure that Pirates doesn't attack up there as Pirates does right now. So Sibilibili is going to have to wake up very early and take advantage of the right-hand side of their attack, the left-hand side of Sundowns' defense with Mudiba. Now, Bata coming in with Nduli is a very interesting change, because a lot of us were complaining a little bit about Umbata and the fact that he kind of runs away from the ball. He doesn't necessarily play the ball up. Mbule was meant to be the next person to come into that space, but Mbule hasn't panned out quite as well as Pirates may want him to, or maybe he's not even as fit as Pirates may have thought that he would be at this point. So I don't know if Umbata is the guy who's going to come in and actually get the ball and play it up. You might see a lot of wing play from Pirates, a lot of long balls over the top from Pirates, looking for those guys. But also Pirates has a similar problem to Sundowns in terms of Van Rooyen and in terms of Hoto. If you look at where Hoto's standing right now, if Sundowns were to win the ball back a little bit high up with a press, they would immediately be in the attacking phases of the game. without having somebody to cover. So Umbogazi is going to have to do a lot of work in order to make sure that he can cover that wing. And also, when you look at Leo team, Umakawula does the covering a little bit better than Unduli does. So you're going to have to sit back and think about Pirates getting caught on the break quite a bit. You know that Reyners is going to be waiting for them. Sales is another player to be looked out for. He's going to be playing in that gap between the defense and the midfield, right there where he got the ball, to do those type of passes. But you're offside. Mapagania, warning shot has been sounded. Matthews putting it into the net, but they're saying that it's offside. I think you have to start looking out for that. Because Banzamile. That wasn't off. Okay, that was slightly off if off. That was very close. Pass up, Pirates, pass up. What I was trying to say was Sales is going to play in that area between the defenses, and he's going to be playing a lot of passes out from there. So I see a lot of chances coming for Sundowns from that area, like right there. What did I say about them winning the ball up? Yeah, guys! Pirates! He's not make sure. Pirates is not make sure right now. Miss D says Kabuyela out there. Bongani says VAR ref. There was never an offside. Almost done and dusted, says Cass. Bomohope have been brought back. Fans have a voice. Yeah, so I was saying in terms of the gameplay, the thing about Pirates and something that the two teams that played Pirates right before the Sikalans, the Skukune, really took advantage of was to take their players up. So you push your players up a little bit. There's 4 players who are up on Pirates' line who can win the ball back, because last game, Pirates showed us that they're going to be relying a lot on Uhoto pushing up, as you see right there. So if Mbata and Nduli don't get right the cover, when Sundowns does it, what they do is they drop mokwena in the middle to allow Ukeka and Cupido to push out, right? Pirates doesn't have that sort of system on their own. So that's going to be very interesting. If you watch the Sundowns game that they played versus Chipa was a very positive team, which is something that Pirates is also going to be. I've already noted the space Sagamudiba, but then also if Mfukeng can be a little bit smart with his runs, the nice thing about having Mahopa on the pitch is that Mahopa is a sort of a selfless striker. In the sense that when he drops back into the 10 position, it's more to create spaces for those players to be able to play. Abom Mfukeng, right? So Uspilibili and Mfukeng should be eating from there. Look at Pirates. Oh, Pirates, look at Pirates. Here we go, counter. Mfukeng run. Where's Mfukeng? How? Okay. Okay, Mahopa with the ball on the wing, trying to get the cross in. Ngwanasesi still has the ball. You should be in the center, Ngwanasesi. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it looks like both defenses are not the best, but the spaces are there. You see that run that Reyners is doing right there? That run off of the side is something that Pirates is going to have to look out for, because Mbogazi, as great as he is, I don't think he has the pace to play a high line with Reyners running behind him, not knowing where Reyners is. Guys, what's wrong with our defenders? He didn't know where Reyners was there. He was lucky that Reyners was offside. Anyway, let me see what you guys are saying. Makaula present. Yeah, Makaula's the one. No, the game has started. That's why I've got the... Oh, no, I get you. I get you, sis. Bazet says, I need to watch the game. Paris versus Sundowns. Wadu's gameplay won't work. Throwing rockets up front is a bad idea. It depends where you throw them. Sundowns has always had an issue on the left-hand side of their defense from the times of AB, from the times of other people, where if you can play into the space, you'll get a lot of space on that side. But they are playing Kekana, Cupido, and Dunielwa. So I'm assuming that they're going to try keep them in a 3 as far as possible. Coach has been struggling a little bit with this team. He's thrown everybody in. I don't know if Sundowns have a set system just as of yet, but obviously in the league, Sundowns is able to walk the league without necessarily having to do much. So maybe Pirates will be the first real challenge, I guess, for Sundowns. But I don't know. Look at that run. Bogazi Reyners, can Reyners make the right decision? Okay, Nduli, well done. Well done. Okay, Nduli, that's what you need. So previously, with Makaula covers the wings a lot better. But then I see they're finally doing the thing that I've been saying, that Unduli is not as positionally aware defensively. So let him run into the defense. You saw Umbogazi losing the ball a couple of times now, but Unduli coming into that left centre back role, which is great. I think that's what they need to do if they want to limit damage here. But you have to ask a question about Umbogazi, a player that I said last season is a player that's given the ball quite a bit. Pirates always has the ball launcher. It's usually in Da. Or maybe Sesane at times. So when they're not there, it's become Bogazi's role because Upodlela Shem is not that good at playing out that ball. Yeah, Pirates. What's this playing out from the back that you're doing? Oh, did the coach try to chest trap the... Never mind. This game needs Babam Teto Tepo Maimane. Wadu needs to let Ambulance, Coco, and Skomoto to collaborate. That worked last season for a 2-1 win. Interesting. Z says he's confused. Z says the problem Kekekan. Akira Kekan alimdlarisa as the main centre back. Bakaibo nto. Eban. Counter. No, you can't watch the game here, guys. This is a watch along. It's not a watch. I cannot afford any of the rights to show these games live. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to watch that game live here, but you can watch it on SABC 1. You can watch it on SABC Sport. So SABC Sport's Facebook page will probably have the game live right now. You can go to SABC Plus. You can go to sabcsports.com if you want to watch the game live. Guys, here I stand the chance of of my channel being closed down, being sued, all of those things that come with copyright. So please, guys, I've given you the options where if you want to go watch it for free. Even on Showmax is on, says Mamelo, even on DSTV stream, if you have logins. Tito is the one picking up the ball from deep, rather different from what he was. No, Butlale, something is interesting. Again, I don't know if Tito is adapting to this new role that Pirates has him under. Yeah, it looks like Zwane is injured. Yeah, Zwane is injured. It might be a good thing. I think that midfield there's too many people. That midfield there's too many people. I wonder if he's going to bring in an Obas maybe, or an Adams, or he's bringing Adams on. So as I was saying, Utito, what killed him last season was that Pirates was really trying to invert a wing into the 10 instead of having an out-and-out 10. And now last season he had been dropping back to almost a six-ish type position to try get the ball, right, and play the ball up. And it wasn't working out. And my worry was that you're going to bring in Umbule. Mbule is going to take that role up, and he's going to be the creative center of Pirates. Utito's greatest attribute is that in attack, he was the guy who was making the fluid, the pass before the pass, as Malume Kutso calls it, for Pirates to play. If he doesn't have a chance to do that with Mfukeng coming in, with Mahupa dropping back, he sort of goes away, because even personality-wise, Utito ageko man, fully personality-wise. You saw Nombule Magangene grounding. He has this tunes. But anyway, Zwane injured. It might be the end of his career. Yeah, again, Shem, Zwane waband. This might help Cardoso though. Not having to worry about playing Zwane, I think, is one of his biggest issues. Pirates, they were in attack, Charles across the ball, and Van Rooyen skies it over. Imagine not having Zwane at AFCON. It's going to happen. Cisco says, I think Zwane must have resigned from football this season. Zwane a few weeks back before Bafana plays Nigeria in my backyard. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we have a throw in here for Sundowns on the defensive end, on the left-hand side, Modiba taking the throw. It's been a quiet game, man. It's been a quiet game. I think Sundowns looked a little bit better on their attacks, taking advantage of their spaces in that Pirates defense. But now they've seemed to have cooled down a little bit. Now Travis Scott has not been part of these games, eh? Adams does not make sure, says Z. Modiba frustrates me because he tucks in too much when we're defending. He becomes a left centre back. He doesn't even become, if he's in position, agent. That's if he's in position. A lot of the time, you saw Sibilibili, a couple of the runs there. Modiba was on the outside of Sibilibili instead of being inside. So already, that's part of my issue with them, that guys, we shouldn't be doing that, especially when you've got the 3 already. I think Sundowns is playing more of a 3 right now. But I don't know. I don't know if Modiba, but hey guys, now when I spoke about Modiba a while ago, and people are saying, let me not say anything. There's players I'm not allowed to touch. Modiba, Kulise, Rile. Hey, I'm not allowed to say anything about those guys. I want to see Cardoso giving Litlaku some minutes today. I doubt, I doubt. Why are we soft on players? That Van Rooyen cross was horrendous, not as bad. Van Rooyen's not a crosser. All of them are not crossers. Why can't he play Mkulisi, says Uzi. Will Adam step up this season and grab this chance? Oti, who do you think takes it today, Zaza? Zaza? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. The problem is that if Sundowns doesn't score early, Pirates might steal this one 1-0 because Sundowns starts shaking at the end of games. So Boma 10 minutes in the last 10 minutes of a cup game, for some reason they start shaking, and usually under Jose, that's where Pirates would take advantage. So I'm thinking that there'll be some muscle memory from Pirates in terms of winning cup games if they can stay in the game that long. If Sundowns doesn't score early, I'm afraid it's going to be done. You already saw them getting some chances there very early on. But they couldn't necessarily take advantage of that Pirates defense, and now they've gone quiet again. So Retlabona was going to happen, but I'd slightly edge it to Pirates for the emotions of the game. But if Sundowns scores early, it's going to be done. Don't even talk, because Sundowns will lose, I bet, says Paul. I'm worried about Orlando Pirates' left-hand side. There isn't support, and Bogazi is alone. As great as Bogazi is as a player, no player wants to be alone. Aaron says this game will end in a 1-1 draw. That's what Aaron is saying there. Aaron, do you think that when you go back that side to, when they come back to Pretoria, do you think that will change? Cross when you go offside. Where's Mahopa? We're crying for Mahopaldinho. And please, Pirates fans, I want you guys to watch this. Because I've said that even Ngabombata that you guys had last season, you weren't playing up the middle. You were not building through the middle. This illusion that Pirates, we have about Pirates, that they play up the middle, they like to do those things. They're a wide playing team. And Hoto picks up a ball quite a bit. So Umbata, uyas fanela. Pirates doesn't look confidently organized. This is not a familiar Pirates, says Conquest. Agent says, did you see the tucking in of Modiba? See how many players were in the left? Mamelodi says Pirates can win the first leg, then Sundowns wins the second leg. Hey, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Pirates, it's an emotional team. I'm actually shocked right now because the emotions are very low. Sundowns will win it at Loftus Angeke. Van Rooyen. Guys, Van Rooyen and Hoto. Wait, see, you can always use that the age-old example of Titus. Stellenbosch and Titus beating them all the time. And they never learn. Hoto is doing Bata's job. Hoto's doing Rile's job too. Hey, Wendy. I'm slightly with Pirates today. Z says, what position is Modiba playing though? He's playing inverted left back. But there's there's players that are so important that we look over. if there's one player that was just not understood at Sundowns, or maybe understood, but obviously was always injured, Kutsia changed Sundowns' play, guys. Kutsia changed Sundowns' play. And here's the reason why that defense was so solid. Right now, they're trying to do it somehow, mokwena. They're trying to do it somehow, mokwena, and that is Mokwena's learning how to play that role of the third centre back, deep lying playmaker type of role, deep lying playmaker, third centre back, in order to cover Modiba. Modiba can function if there's somebody who can drop into that defense over and over and over again. OT, let me see. Oh, hey. Hoto is a hard worker. No, he's a very hard worker. But other players hide. What's going on with Van Rooyen's passing today? Van Rooyen is off form, but he'll catch up. Tirosta says DVR, better pass there. OT, were you part of those people? Were you part of the people that change football terms? What? Going from counter-attack to transition? Going from 6 to kind of maybe some register. No, it's the same. It's the same things. We just change words. No, I'm very old school. No, it wasn't offside. Sibili believes because Modiba's not a. Please when you go back to those games that I speak of all the time. It's about Modiba. I've spoken before that Modiba, in terms of a defender, what did I say at the start of this thing? In terms of a defender, Sibilibili is going to get a lot of chances there. Umkota would have a field day today. Because the other two are having to work double shift to cover Modiba. Where there was a role for Modiba in the Chameleon, I don't think there's a role for Modiba in whatever we're calling Cardoso's game. And Cardoso's probably at some point going to have to revert back to just a standard left back, like a Divine Lunga playing as a standard left back. Lunga's on the bench, right? And allow the other guys to play. In the first game, Umudiba was even playing as a winger. He was running up the wing. And I was like, I've never seen Umudiba doing those type of things. So I think Cardoso, in my last review, I said I think Cardoso is struggling a little bit with being honest and benching some guys that need to be benched. I think he's trying to play everybody in the pitch, and I think it's taking away from the identity of what Sundowns are fully. He's playing 50-50, half and half. He's not playing 100% either way. So it's either he's an inverted midfielder who actually comes into the middle and you overload the central spaces, or he's a winger. Where you're going wide, you're putting in crosses, or you're playing that type of football. The fact that Matthews and Modiba are occupying some of the same spaces at times becomes a little bit of an issue for me when they're playing on the pitch like that. And you start to think whether Modiba is actually needed. Like, you get what I mean? For the strengths that he has, he doesn't get to use them in Cardoso's system up to this point. Pirates coach, angazofundela kithi uzosola, I'm telling you. Okay, Tito, trying to wake the crowd up. Hey, he's trying to wake the crowd up. I wonder when Tito starts doing those things. Hey,
wake up, nigga, wake up, nigga. Wake up, nigga.
That's Tito trying to wake the crowd up. That's offside. That's Tito trying to wake the crowd up. It's like, gents, come on, come. Williams naye ngathi uzostressa. Guys, Tina, maybe we're just early when we talk about these things. Williams is just not tested enough. There's a couple of things. I think what Pirates should be focusing on in this game is Sibilibili, the left-hand side, but then also you want Williams to have to sweep a keep a lot. The example I'm going to use is when Saleng got a yellow card from Williams because he was just too pacey. They played the ball over. Williams was about to get there. They hit each other. It was a yellow card. Pirates is one of the teams that I think can do that consistently over and over and over again. And that, if it doesn't get something from Williams making a mistake, then it has to make Sundowns think twice about how they're going to build up and play. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But that's what I would do. Keep making Williams have to come out of his box to come and sweeper keep and sweeper keep and sweeper keep, right? If it was another team, let's say like a Makesi, I would say Pirates should play high balls. Williams struggles with crosses, right? But there aren't that many teams in the PSL that can take advantage of that weakness. That's why I'm pointing to a Makesi. You're pointing to a Skukune, even Skukune was playing high balls and actually winning those balls. That's what you need to do versus Sundowns and Williams if you want to beat Williams. But I don't know if Pirates can do that, so they should focus on this. Try and take the Sundowns team as wide as possible and make sure that the trailing runs are happening as quick. So if Sibilibili gets through, make sure there's somebody you can play it in for. Mahupa, one of the things that he's great at that I don't think we take advantage of a lot, the teams take advantage of a lot, is he loves that space, that corridor between the defense and the goalkeeper, just that little space. If you can put balls into that space, you will see something break. And Mahupa usually scores those goals. But if you don't do that, I don't know, play it across, don't trap the ball. I think Relay today should pace 2. Yeah, it should be a running game for Relay 2 taps. I agree 100%. What's happening with Mvala? Not on the bench. Pirates have started troubling us again since Conquest. Now, sorry. Master GD says, if I'm up Desalam, I'm playing Mahupa for at least 65 minutes every game. I want to see Drunken Master Chef in the second half. Ngwato says, OT, you have been saying, you get me, Ngwato. You get me. You have to pick one or the other. When I ask about do you know what the problem is with modern football? Because we want all players to play 1 or 2 positions, we tend to value certain things over others. So Umudiba is a wonderful ball player. Umudiba is a great false midfielder, false left back midfielder, right? But he's not a defender, right? He doesn't have the positioning or the awareness of a defender. And that's where you take for granted, everybody knows what I'm about to say, you take for granted the systems that Abu Rulani have put into place. The chameleon was to make sure that if Mudiba leaves, he's covered. Kutsia drops in, it still becomes a 4. You still have a player that can pull out to the other side. Mudiba comes into the midfield. You know that he can then link up with Allende and help out with the base of the midfield play with Kutsia at times in order to get the ball up into the more dangerous places. Mokwena wasn't the ball player of Sundowns. He was more of the player that was going to be the bodyguard in the middle, right? So it was a system that was created to make sure that your strengths and weaknesses are not exposed, right? So Umudiba's biggest weakness is just in defense. Now, why I question Mudiba in this game, again, is as great as he is playing the ball, what does it help if he's playing on the side, right? So you've got the weakness of his defense on top of him not being able to combine with anybody because they're so far away. So would you not rather play a Lunga and just keep it simple in that regard? Now, the game is still early. There's still a lot that could be done. Umudiba could come out later on and actually be a difference maker. But right now, he's half and half. And I think it's Cardoso's play is half and half. It's the same as if you look at a Reyners or a Matthews. They don't know what they're meant to be doing in this game. They don't know what they're meant to be doing. They don't know when they are meant to push, when they're meant to stay back. Because Reyners, Matthews, Ribeiro looked so incredible in that transition-based play where they were Ribeiro in the center, hitting teams from the side in, right? So now Matthews, who I don't think is as good on the ball as we want him to be. I don't think he can connect as well as we want him to. The moment he's dropping all the way back into those spaces, look at where he is right now, almost in the 10. You're going to lose the ball there. You are 100% going to lose the ball there. And every time you get the ball, you'll have to hold your breath when he gets that ball. So it's interesting. I'm not sure what Cardoso's system is now that he's alone. I'm not quite sure how it plays, you know. Williams Utandu Pumepalin, that's his problem, says Hani. Why can't we pay 90 million and avoid these things of wrong offside decisions? Guys, if Pirates lose here, the fans will fight, says Umsibi. OT, any info on the number 28 of Sundowns? Ulunga, he's on the bench, I believe. Machupa's not a problem, it's just that he's a lucky guy, but keeps losing Alenda. Wendy, ngababuza, ngathi, lama plane wakhalelayo, labo mbatha laba, labo dlamini laba enibakhalelayo. Don't forget that last season, you were complaining about the same players. Don't forget. Last season, the same players were complaining again. So now, because Abombule, unfortunately, are not firing the way and Pirates is not coming together, you forget that, hey, Begunzima at times last season, and some of the things that you're saying these players were doing, they were not doing. Anyway, 30 minutes in, it is still 0-0. It's been a quiet game. Mudiba's a freeway, Cardoso crashing out. Sundowns coach is feeling the heat, but is making a big difference in that midfield. Someone just said assistant. Guys. So yeah, guys, 0-0 so far. Both teams, they haven't really. I don't know if it's because it's the first leg and both of them are saying, you know what, let's not do too much. We'll come alive if a mistake is made. But otherwise, we're not going to do anything because. Look, now Sundowns has sort of a double pivot. It's so interesting. Tebza. Mahupaldinho. Mahupaldinho, play the pass, Mahupaldinho. Anduli. What's with the Hollywood passes? 31 minutes in, still 0-0. Pirates is dominating, says Ndivuo. Nahana Pirates coach loses after this. Well, we'll see. I think what's going to be interesting is that last 10 minutes. I wonder who's going to have the balls to go at the other team and try finish this half with something. I wonder. That's not the ball. Like, how crazy is it to watch Sundowns players waiting? It's like they're all waiting for the ball. Abo Sales, Reyners, Matthews, played through. Ball! Oh, Sales. Guys, maybe if we could change Sales' name, man. Maybe we could change Sales' name and we name him, Tabis or something, man. Now, Tutugo Sales. Maybe we'll rate him because he does such a great job and we just don't feel him. Like, South Africans just don't feel Sales. I think didn't he have 3 assists in the last game that Sundowns played? Offside. You should have let Sibilibili go. Hoto. Hey Mara, Nani, mbatala kangaka nishawe offside. No way, guys. Only one attempted goal, really? What have they been doing for the last 31 minutes? You're explaining Mudiba's role. Please elaborate more. In terms of this game, okay, I can tell you the normal role. The normal role, Mudiba, is to overload the midfield. So you wouldn't see him going for width. So what happens is that Sundowns would have the midfield, obviously, of Alenda. You'd have Mokwena. You'd have Kutsia. You'd have Mudiba coming in from the left. And then Tshwane once you get into an attacking phase. So his role is to almost cheat as a left back. It's not that he's playing a left back. He's a midfielder. But then in defensive structures, you'd want him to just sit in the 4. Right? The problem is right now, Umudiba is playing as more of a traditional left back. I'd even push a little bit to say left wing back. If you look at where he's running. But the problem is, even if he gets that ball, where does he go with it? Right? It goes back. Now you have to try and play it from that point and you go all the way back. Whereas if he cuts in like what he was doing in seasons prior, there's an Islander who now has support. There's a Mokwena who now has support. There's a Tshwane who now has support. Now you can sort of play it through the center all together. So that's why for me in this game, I don't know what role Modiba is, because even there he gets the ball out wide. There's nobody running beyond him, so he has to sort of come back in. He gets the ball out wide. He has to come back. He's playing the 1-2s that are going backwards, maybe in order to free up a pass that goes across. But is that an adequate use of Modiba's skills? And would you rather not have Lunga and be safer? That's basically what I was saying. Is Coach Caruso learning to play without Shasha by using Matthews? There's Matthews. That's where Matthews is. Where? Yes, what a pass. Reyners. First time shot, Reyners. Zwetsa. Can't show you the match, guys. Can't show you the match. If you want to watch the match live, Supersport, sabcsports.com. It's live there. Facebook, SABC Sport page is live there too. If you can watch me here, you can watch the game over there. Cyrus Bapaka pass too much will end in tears, says Zanele. The people who will decide the results of the game is the referee, says Mr. K. I haven't asked, where is Pasadine? He's not trusted. Do you know what I'm scared of with Pasadine? Oh, goal! Oh, goal! Debza scores a goal. Yo, Pirates.
Yeah, Kala, anyways, is loudspeaker. And I couldn't do off. I don't couldn't do off.
Did I say Pulukwane? Oh, sorry to the guys watching on YouTube. Yo, wait. Sorry about that. The guys watching on YouTube, it's Sundowns. Apologies. That is my error. Yo. Hi, sobonane mathuneni. Wadu. That was poor. Mara agent, that was poor. Sundowns, when they don't score, normally they go to set pieces. That was poor. Ngwato, I agree. That was really poor. At least now they can play an open game. No, now Pirates could concede 3. Pirates could concede 3. Just by the way, they could concede 3. Thank you for the gift, Sid, and the subscription. Thank you to Nivuo. Thank you to Bob Poza. Tito failed to clear that ball. Oh, I was spelling capacity. Oh, sorry. Sundowns has already shown that they're not willing to get rid of Umudiba. So is it going to be a situation where Pasadena is going to come in and is going to be playing? Oh, what a ball! No one's there. He's going to be in the Robin Johannes role, where Johannes is a very good player, just not Sundowns caliber, just not Sundowns, the type of player that Sundowns might like. Oh, Sales. Oh, Sales. Oh, Sales Matota. Oh, Sales Matota. Hi, guys. Utamsanga Sales. Utabiso Sales. Luyanda Sales. Maybe if we give him a South African name, we'll give something. Yes! Minuses 2 players. Could have played the ball through to Reyners. Takes the shot. Saved by Chain. Follow up by Reyners. Played in. And Matthews can't finish. Oh, Matthews.
There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on here. But what did I say? Pick a way to play Sundowns. You see, that is transition football. I told you, what did I say? RMR was Ribeiro in the center, playing the passes, Matthews out wide, Reyners out wide, coming in from the outside in with a controller. Sales is incredible at doing that. I think Sales could be the successor for Ribeiro if Ribeiro doesn't come back. But you have to do it in motion. That's when Matthews is great. That's when Reyners are great. Reyners is great. You need to facilitate that a lot more. A lot more. Oh, he's already bringing in Bolitaku. Boma pena. Yeban. Ball watching is a pandemic in this team. Everybody doesn't want to take responsibility. This is what I don't understand about that corner. And why, remember I said on one of the games that for me, if South African teams could just get one or two things right, you kill a ton of teams. Pirates, somehow, whether you're man marking or you're zonally marking, how do you end up far post with 4 players and nobody central to head the ball? I don't understand. Guys, Nati, I know we didn't play professionally, guys, but Nati, when we were young defenders, they tell you on a corner, at the very least, have a man, have 2 people that are standing inside the small box centrally so that you don't get those headers. Because I can ask the question, the 4 that were at far post, who are you marking? But then also logically, if the ball doesn't go there, that means that there's a shorter line between the corner, first post, the people at first post, then far post. So now your opponents have more people, they can score easier there. It doesn't make sense. It's like when we were watching now, Mudiba did it, but then I'm forgetting the other game we watched where somebody was doing it. I think it was cross. You're a left back, you are running back to defend, but the person you're defending is inside you, is inside while the ball is on that side. That means that ball will have to beat him to get to you. You're the defender. Like, there's basics that I don't understand. Anyway, Matthews and Missing says agent. Sales. Sales. Sleep on Sales. Feel like Ribeiro absence and making Sales shine. Sleep on Sales. But he things are bad that Mayfair. I feel bad for Sales. He can do the Ribeiro, but the support around him is bad. They need to humble themselves and ask Chiefs to play second leg for them, says Mike. Successful hate watch so far, says Mamelo. Relay is not in the game. We rarely have Relay Mahopa and Tito be on fire when they're playing together. Master Chiti! You know what? Pirates fans are going to swear at me. Master, what? I've told you guys before. You cannot have Tito, Relay, and Mahopa playing in the same team. And it's simple. Space. Urile has not been in this game because he's tucked in. Tito hasn't been in this game because when everybody's tucked in, there's no space for Tito to be Tito in the 10. Tito, when he's tucked in, Mahopa, central defensive striker, tucks into the same space. That's why those 3 can't play together. We're watching Pirates using Hotto more than they're using Relay, and that's my issue. We said this when Jose was coaching, that guys, stop this experiment of Mfukeng coming into the 10. Let Mfukeng play wide, because what that does, it allows Pirates to have an overload on the right back and the right center back. So now, what made Relay tick and Tito tick was that they both shift towards the left. If you are right back, you have to think about a Relay. You have to think about, as a center back, you have to think about Tito. But then, Hotto used to make late runs, literally in between the two. That was killing so many teams. Now, if you prioritize Hotto, Relay's looking 1v1 with your defender. That's chances for penalties. That's chances for so many different things. So this experiment of having the players do this, the same thing that Sundowns is doing, had done with Reyners and Matthews, I feel should be done with Sibilibili and Mfukeng, and allow Mahopa to win the first ball. Play your long balls central, allow him to win the first ball, because Mahopa's best strength is that he's unselfish. He wants to bring other people into the game. That's why he doesn't score. When Relay was on fire and Kota was on fire, it was because Mahopa was dropping back in, winning the ball. What does Mahopa do at Bafana? You play the long ball up, he wins the first ball. Now you've cheated. You've cheated. You've now bypassed the midfield. You don't need to play it up. Now your attacking players have the ball in the final third, just like that. If you can't build it up. I don't understand why Pirates doesn't do that more often. Anyway, Van Rooyen is not feeling well today. How can Van Rooyen even mark Debs? Tabang says, your thoughts on Matthews missing opportunities? No, Matthews, I guess he's lucky that Sundowns hasn't replaced him yet. Guys, take out Tito and play Upper List in the number 10. Rather. Look again. The same header, Pirates. Obviously, they didn't score their Sundowns, but the same header. Van Rooyen and Mokwena again. Okay, sure. Orlando Pirates. Otto is playing alone in this team. Central defensive striker. 6 CTS, Bob. Guys, we're gonna go to halftime. Remember how it works. 5 people are gonna be. I'm gonna let 5 people in. And untape. I don't know why today I'm untaping because I need 25,000 likes in order. Matthews was selfish there. I need 25,000 likes to keep it open in the second half for everybody to be able to come in and speak to me while I'm live right now. So 25,000, but halftime 5 people are going to come in. Matthews should just shy crosses, can't do anything. Bring Radio Pane on. Chiefs fans, please log out. Mr. Oti, the Paris midfield does not make sure. How is every team going past them? Allende is cooking. Nizomkhumbula uMakhawula. Lehlomukhuphula Makhawula. But one of the guys who do the unsung jobs for Pirates in that midfield, you're going to remember them. Why is Makhawula midfielder of the season? You are going to remember him. I said on the show, you are going to remember him when he's not there. He's the key. Then Tito must communicate with Rilen Makhopa about that space. Yeah, Tito, but it's not about him communicating. But again, okay, let's get into the psychology of Tito as well. I don't think Tito is a loud character. I think Tito is the stars when Pirates is on the up, where it doesn't have to be loud. He just is the star. Albamba, Shigishe, everybody goes crazy. But I don't think he has the personality to then, when things are going bad, stand up and say, "Hi guys, ngiyalifuna le ball. Mina ngiyalifuna le ball. It's me, it's my show now." That's why when Bule came in, first came back on Bule, it was like, yo, why is Bule has the character, has the personality. He wants to do that. He wants to hold the ball. He wants to play the ball. He doesn't mind. Right? Utito is a nice time superstar, to be fair. Right? And when times are not nice, I don't think he can stand up for himself. But we suck, bro. Yo, we suck, bro, says Califat. Makhawula is the king. Pirates needs this guy. Reynaz. No. I know he's injured. I'm just saying, that's the role that nobody was taking care of or realizing how important that role was. When I was crying about Makhawula last season and I was saying that, no, guys, you guys don't understand the role that he plays in order to facilitate that defense to play. Very important, very underrated, that position, the role that Makhawula plays. Honestly, Makhawula was a unit in there. I've been saying, where's Makhawula? Shush, bring. Why are you bringing Radio Man? Oh, Mahupaldinho, free header. Guys, Kupa, okay, offside, but Kupa the flowers tag. Kupa the flowers tag. Cross the ball into what corridor? Kupa the flowers tag. If teams can learn how to cross in the PSL, shame. What we expected is happening. Offside, I don't know if the injury happened. Limisa kaya Radio Man. Okay, let's see. It is halftime right now. Let me hear from you guys. And then guys, 25K. I'm looking for 25K. And in the second half, I'll keep multi-guest open. Everybody will be able to jump in and give me a minute or two of what they're thinking, so that we can have a convo about what we're seeing here. But now at halftime, I'm going to let a couple of people in. Stereophonic, my brother, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, the Tour de Spain without an S continues, and I feel very good. Re ke dumediseng the panel and then also ke dumedishe ba the comments. I'll still continue to say compliments of the new season. Re loboga Spuku Matambo, but you know what, to be honest, it was just unfortunate because there were maybe the
Guys,
offside
please
trap.
mute when you come in. Please mute when you come in.
The offside trap has been helping Mamelodi Sundowns
Okay.
because there we could have seen a flurry of goals. But the offside trap, I get to work in Meragua Bishop la khanye or there. But the offside trap, whew. But still, you know what? Ke leboga ba ba ileng boyne. Ke leboga ba ba ileng boyne. O re bone ditaelonyana 1 2 3 because the Tour de Spain continues. And I thank you.
Can I ask you? You spoke about the offside trap with Sundowns. Could you say the same for Pirates? Because Reina has been reckless a little bit. Could have had something there.
You know, to be honest, I think I was watching most of the first game because I'm at work and I was busy. But I think yes, you could say the same. But to be honest, if you watch from the balance of play, the chances that could have been created by that offside trap has been many from Pirates. So unfortunately for that, it didn't happen, and the country remains to be happy. The economy is doing wonderfully.
Let me bring in Agent. Agent, my brother, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Jihad, Mr. Uti, Jihad.
Oh, Jihad. Oh, Nkosi yami. Not Shalom.
No shalom today. You know, I hate players that don't want to grow, man. You know, I see why Reina's feel it's super sport, and if he's not careful, he's gonna fail again at Sundowns. Because I don't know if it's a case of now because Ribeiro is gone, he thinks he's the superstar of the team, or he thinks he's arrived. I don't get it. You know, I'm very disappointed with him ever since the beginning of the season. Maybe being fair to him, maybe that lack of nomination maybe killed his spirits. I don't know. You know, but I'm not happy. Another player that I'm not happy with is Umudiba. You know, this thing of him becoming a left center back when defending, if he's in position, like you're saying, if he's in position, he attacks him so much that these 3-4 players where he's supposed to be. And this is the same thing that killed us against Pyramids, and it's the same thing that caused us the Champions League. Because with Cardoso trying to address that thing, he tried to put Umayama so that they can come and track Muhammad Chibi, you know. And then that didn't work. He brings Umarayana for a black 5, but playing on the right hand side. Still didn't work. Mudiba was still tagging inside. He brings Morena, brings him to the left hand side. That's when he address it. So it's frustrating that many moons after the Champions League, we're still witnessing this thing.
Okay, no, go on.
No, if you're not leading, I was gonna take him out now.
I want to ask you, are you worried about Cardoso at all? Because Ikare, it feels like he's overwhelmed by all of the options. It feels a little bit like he hasn't picked a style 100%. I don't know if you agree or not.
I think he's underwhelmed by the lack of quality.
Okay.
There's options, but there's the quality there. You know?
Yeah.
I think that is frustrating. And Jaden. I've seen slower players than Jaden. So I don't mind being slow. But if you're a slow player, your brain should be on 2 times speed or 3 times speed. You cannot be slow up there and slow on the feet. That's why it's always going to get dispossessed. You know, so I'm very, very frustrated with him. And Agent 004 or get 005 now. Thank you. You don't see him.
That was a shot at relay, by the way. Let me go to Mukone. Mukone, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much. How are you, sir?
I mean, I've got no horses in this race, but I'm a little bit disappointed. But okay, it's fine. How did you see this first half?
Yeah, first of all, Nami, I'd like to say greetings to your viewers and everybody in the panel. Look, you can see that the both teams are a bit rusty. for me, because I think maybe because Sundowns not having Rupero, it's not that dangerous, but I can see Salis has improved a lot. But problem with Pirates, the coach doesn't have confidence in himself. He's not in charge, because when you are not confident, you see how the players of Pirates are. They are not organized. You see how Hoto is overdoing it when it shows that Sundowns on the wingers, when they are attacking Sundowns on the wing, it's weak. Mudiba is weak. But Hoto is doing what he pleases on top, which means for me, I think if he's wise, he's gonna overload with Apolis on, because I can see Sundowns on the side, they're weak. How many chances the Seville and Mahopa were able to pass through Mudiba? Even Hoto on the top, how many crosses he had, showing that in the middle, Sundowns, Allende is very strong today. Allende is being very magical today. And in Tuli, I don't know where he's a tourist or what. Tulu look like he's touring. He's been amazed what is happening here. Well, you can see that Maswangai, he needs to get out. Take Maswangai and bring up police, because you can see Sundowns, they are ready to absorb the pressure. They fear Pirates in terms of attack and transaction, because Sundowns doesn't know what is a transaction. I don't know how this guy won the coach of the year from Sundowns. He doesn't know a transaction. This guy is only tactically disciplined in defense. You see that defense of his from the middle. They've got discipline, but they don't know transaction, these guys. They're only using the skills of Matthews and Saleng. They rely on individual brilliance. But he doesn't have a I don't know how he won. You know, Nabi, that's when we learned Nabi is very good in all aspects. And you're like, how did this guy win if he doesn't know how to take his team transaction? So at this point, just because Pirates, the coach is not confident, and the players, you know, you can see Van Rooyen not playing has affected him. Mahopa is trying to overdo it, but he's a hard worker. That's a good thing. And the two new guys, you know, they are trying to get themselves. But at this point, I don't have a coach. If Pirates, I don't know management, what was their idea? You know, winning too much, you always believe somebody comes in is going to win. You know, you become too ignorant. Now you are excited that we were doing well last season, and whoever comes in is going to be just like that. And management did a big mistake. Very big mistake, Mr. Oti.
Okay. Let me bring in Tyler. Tyler, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Hey, OT, I'm good. How are you?
I'm just watching this game, man. Tell me about it. How do you feel about the first half?
Greetings to the panels. I see the agent is there and is frustrated. No, man, I share the same frustration with the agent there. Players that don't want to improve, they frustrate, you know, fans who love football, who know how to analyze football. You have the same player who misses big opportunities in big games, and the coach keep playing this guy, Matthews. For me, he's the biggest minus for Sundowns going forward. Yes, he will get those opportunities there and there, and then we'll give him the round of applause and say, he's improving. But where it matters, that boy disappoints. I want us to look at how they've shaped Sundowns. They were playing 4-2-3-1 before Mshishi was replaced, and also Mshishi was disappointing for me. Kept passing, negative football, same as Mdunyelwa. And when he passes, Reyners have to move on the side, and now he leaves Matthews there alone. Mdunyela, for me, I think he's a minus for Sundowns. Also, in that 4-2-3-1, and then Fish was injured. They had to replace him with the boy, and then they play 4-3-2-1. And they went ahead now Artur and Matthews with Reyners. But now, as agent is saying, the boy is very slow. He is so slow. If you are a slow player, I agree with agent. Your mind need to work extra, and we're not seeing that. And now it also forced Modiba, but we all know he loved doing that. He comes in, and then when he comes in, he joins in Ulendoka, Allende and Utebza, but he leaves a space behind, and they almost caught there, about 3 times. But from the side, the Pirates, Ulendoka, Van Royal, it tells you he has not been playing. He's playing very negative. I don't know what he's doing. He should have been punishing Modiba on the left hand side, because that is the weakest Lendoka space. It's a Sundowns. Every team exploit that space. Even when they were playing the Champions League, when they lost Gama last minute, they exploited that space because Modiba was up. And he's still doing that, still today. I don't know whether he doesn't watch his games. They must give him his clips and say, Chief, you must try at least. Don't tuck in too much, man. Don't move up, and then you're leaving a space, because you're leaving us exposed on the left hand side. And from the side, the Pirates is so frustrating. To
Very
see
quickly,
Hoto, yeah, to see Hoto going up, and then the boy is chucked in now. You know, it looks messy in the middle. The player who's doing good is Mahopa for them. He's winning a lot of balls. You know, let's give Artur Salez, guys, a round of applause. He's doing good. He has improved. He collects ball from the midfield. He tucks in. He has great turns. You know, he assists. He's doing great. He's doing great. Thanks, OT. One last moment, OT. There's a lack of creativity at Sundowns, and it's gonna catch up with them in the long run. Thanks, OT.
I want to go to Smooth. Smooth, welcome to the show. Tell me what you thought about the first half.
Hi, OT. Hi to everyone who's in the panel. So my thoughts is Sundowns, I think they're a bit lenient. They should have buried this game, to be honest. It's not the Sundowns we know. Also, it is not the Pirates we know, but we know that the coach has been changed on this Pirates side. But on Sundowns, I feel Sundowns, they should have done something. They should have converted at least 3 or 4 goals. So I see they're a bit lenient. Also, I think they're also trying to learn how to create in spaces. I think also the injury that they got with Tembazwane costed them a lot. I think he was coming with something, Obviously, he's the great Shinkabala. But also, to touch on Pirates, Pirates they have an inexperienced coach. The coach is very inexperienced. For me, he's making the very same mistakes Mangoba Mngweti used to make at Sundowns, and that's why Mangoba left. You cannot, from the first game, and you break the spine of the team and you come with a new team. You've already introduced your team, Chief. Why are you changing back? Because you've brought in the players we don't know, we don't understand, they don't understand the format, and 2-3 games later, you are dropping the players, you are bringing Abu Fran Royan. And obviously they are gonna look bad, because you also don't consider that you've changed a lot in the team. And I think the coach, for me, the coach of Pirates, he has lost in the dressing room. That's where he loses his matches. The players are not eager to play. They don't want to play. They are playing because they are getting salaries, but it's not within them. Like if you can look at Urile, the coach doesn't know how to use Urile. The coach places Urile on the far post and he tells him to stay there. Whilst the other Urile that we knew used to come in, collect the ball and plays one in, one out and goes all further on the side. So for me, I feel like the coach is inexperienced and the coach is still going to lose many games for Pirates. And this is a sad thing, because after he has lost many games, he's going to leave, obviously. And then the Pirates will play catch up, which means the chances of them winning the league this season, they're gone. They must just forget about it. The chances of them winning the MTN 8, they're gone. Because even if they can beat Sundowns, maybe let's say they win 2-1 or they win at Chlorokop, they can't beat Sikukune or rather Stellenbosch. So it's maybe they should go out now, because even if you look at them now, their posture, okay, why are they playing Siema? Because Siema and Mbogazi, both of them, they are short. There's Nda there. Why do you play both short people? If you have experience, if you understand football, why do you want to play both short people in the centre back? Anyway, that's my take. Thanks.
For time, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to ask you guys one more round here. Stereophonic, what changes did you make and what's your score prediction? Very quickly.
Okay. What I see, simple. Maybe bring in Mbule for Tito.
Okay.
And then that's on the Pirate side. And then for Sundowns, if you still want to involve Mudiba as the inverted fullback, but leave the spaces, I'm not sure. Maybe agent will tell me who would fill that gap or who would cover that gap so that they don't get exposed by Sebelebele. But then if you don't want to do that, then you just put in Lunga for Modiba. But I see Pirates coming back. It'll be 1-1.
Okay, agent changes prediction.
Let me say something quickly. Matthews, you it's like that one girlfriend, knows how to cook, takes care of the children, works, brings money, but he's ugly. That is Matthews for you. So while I understand he misses chances, the fact that he gets into those pieces, he creates chances, he helps take him back. That is the good side of him, But to your question quickly, I'll have to take out Umudiba for for Lunga, Renas for Shalulile, and then Jaden for Umkulis. And then on the Pirate side, I'll have to take out, I don't know, because Sebelebele is playing well. I think they're playing well. I don't want to make any subs, even though I want to bring in Aswana Police, but Sebelebele is playing well, And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, sometimes if you have been dropped by a player, show why you must be in the starting 11. The only player that has raised his hand right now is Makhopa. Everyone is proving the coach why he's dropped them. Thank you.
Tyler, changes, final score? It's ugly. Okusalayo Mobi. End of the day, Okusalayo.
No, I'll bring in for Pirates. I'll bring in a police to exploit the side, the Modiba side. I think he could add value there, and he can chuck in a goal. And then for Sundowns, I'll change Modiba, put in Basadien, take out Matthews, bring in Letlaku, and take out the striker, Reinas, and put in Shalulile. Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Score?
I see a draw, OT, a 2-2 or 1-1.
Okay. Spuda, changes, score prediction?
I will start with Sundowns. I will also change Mudiba for Pasadena, Matthews for Mabena. I think this is the game where Mabena needs to come in and shine in a big field, And as young as he is, I think he would make a huge impact coming in for Matthews. But the score now is really OT. Agent, the best analyst, is confused. So I don't want to go further, but I think the score is going to be 2-0. But with Pirates, I know mangazi ngizotini. Uyamuza agent quiet now. I wouldn't change anyone because it's confusing.
Yeah,
it's very confusing. Yeah, so with Pirates, I wouldn't know, but I sinking in. Sizeka again, Bashi. I sinking in.
Hey. What do you do? Because all I'm hearing you guys say.
But in big trouble, nothing is coming right, and nothing will ever come right.
And nothing will ever come right. Before I let the others come in, thank you guys so much for 35,000 likes. I'm going to let you guys come in. I'll give you 2 minutes to just tell me what you're thinking about the game. I may or may not ask you a question, but I just wanted to say, this is what's interesting about this game. I think we're watching two teams that are not necessarily set in what they want to do. In as much as we're talking about Pirates here, I'm not sure Sundowns is quite sure under Caruso so far what type of football they want to play. And I think that's hurting some of the players. You're asking Abu Matthews to do roles that they don't normally play. You're asking Abu Adams to play in a way that they don't normally play. You're asking Reinas and Sales to play in a different way. If you look at the way Sundowns has looked dangerous, it's been with Sales in the center of the attack on transition, giving on the counter, giving Reinas and Matthews the ball. It doesn't come from a midfield that is strong. You look at Umudiba. Umudiba is not a defender. He's a false left back. I call him a false left back, right? Very great on the ball. Great if he comes in and is a support player in the middle in order to play the ball together. He Sundowns down the middle. But if you're gonna play that man, SIT. If you Sales, what is that? if you're gonna play that man SIT and ask him to play as a proper left back, not allowing him to come inside, you're wasting him. You look at Pirates. Now I don't want to say a lot about Pirates because whenever I speak about Pirates, I've said Pirates doesn't create the amounts of chances that we think they create. Pirates doesn't play up the middle the way that we all say they play up the middle. Hoto's been the most dangerous player in this game, or the most busy player. Take him Fukeng, allow him to play on the wing, let him go 1v1 versus some of those players. But here comes Hoto. Bafana. Ay.
la disappoint and never told. Awukhonali shem.
Hoto, free man in the box, ball played back, he hits it wide. He was alone. Anyway, that's the most busy person on that side. You've seen Sibilibili taking on Mudiba and getting chances that way. Why not play the ball more to Sibilibili? You say go to Mudiba, imbobo guy. I don't want to say too much about Tito because Travis Scott needs to pick what he wants to play. But I really do feel like Pirates is a very interesting team. Bongs, they've always played wide. Pirates has always played wide. I don't know where this idea comes from that Pirates plays up the middle. Pirates has always played wide. Abumbata were always hiding from the ball last season. Makaula couldn't pick that ball up and carry it. Tito was going towards the left-hand side to go play with Umfukeng on the other side. They were playing long balls from Nda. Nda was the player who was playing long balls to the sides. Remember, we used to complain that you can't play a long high ball to Umfukeng and have him have to fight physically with a defender. Umbogazi took over that role last year where the ball would be played, it would come back and they'd play it out. That's why Sundowns is killing them right now because they're not allowing them to play that ball out. Not that Pirates could play the ball out, but if you can put pressure on them, it stops them. Then they start shaking. That's why they lose these balls long, right? So, I don't know. For me, it just feels like two teams that are not necessarily set in what they want to do. It just so happens that Sundowns might be a little bit stronger on player quality wise, or at the very least player comfortability, owing to the fact that they didn't make many changes to this team. So it's interesting to watch both of them. I mean, Pirates finished the first half without having a shot on target. They had one shot and one on target, for example. There we go. Mahupaldinho. Oh, Malang Jova. It took 3 business days for his foot to come back down after he did that. Anyway, I'm going to continue, guys, on and bringing people in. But yeah, I'm not really... this game feels weird, man. It feels weird. But anyway, let me bring in the people who have been waiting, guys. Feel free to request. I'll give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. To just tell me what you're feeling about this game as we're watching. Remember, my timer, add 45 to my timer because I don't have a timer that goes up to 90, guys. Bongs, champ, welcome. How are you? Remember, guys, you have to be following in order to be let in.
OT, Pirates on Ayahana Street.
Yeah.
How can Nduli create just a perfect chance for Mokopa, but Mokopa fails to take that chance? Pirates are not serious about football these days.
Do I like a coach or play?
No, man. I don't know if coach ka player because coach na like a game plan higher from Maruma Gallets and then Otola Pirates in the Bapala de Ribeiro way. But it's still not working. Something is missing at Pirates. And I suspect it's in the middle field where Makahula is not there because Makahula and Elena Konang middle field and let Masangai express himself. But now without Makahula, there's no Pirates in that middle field. I can't.
Marar aribueka Sundowns, Leona Sundowns ya sokolanyana man gaming in.
You know Sundowns skill like Matthews. Matthews he worked the guy get on Zabapala Wampalo strategy man. Have a like a professional soccer player.
Yeah.
It's like untanana or strategy Kimani Mova Palang Wampalo to Agere location in Wapalo Wampalo. That's how Matthews plays. He forgets man. Now I'm in a professional space where I play professional football. Ha bapale like a professional player. Kore I can understand the coach o mo ratang. Why a sa
Guys,
sebedise
mute when you come in, guys. Mute when you come in.
Why a sa sebedise Shasha? O na le Shasha for now. Shasha ha so tsamaya Sundowns. A ka use Shasha hore a kgone ho bapala football because now it's giving Sales a lot of work. Sales has to take on each and every player there up front, always doing the groundwork a le mong ha ana thuso because Matthew se yena ko winner netse bolo ya strate. So the coach needs to figure it out up front there.
What's the score gonna be before I let you go, Bongs? What's the score gonna be?
I'm still sticking with my 3-0 win, Mamelodi Sundowns.
Okay, Tiro, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Mr. OT.
How are you, my brother? How did you see the first half? What do you think of the game?
Interesting game. I think Sundowns has scored in a strange way. Kala wana Sundowns ikora ka set play like that, but then it is what it is. Like I said, bro, I think the team Pirates has a big problem here to defensive responsibility there. Van Rooyen is just falling left, right, and center. And the other tall guys are just ball watching. I'm not sure even if China as well. He's still struggling at the crosses even this season. It's a problem. But then coming to the topic here, the Makaula Mbata situation, I think Rivero had built those guys to be so defensively disciplined. It's hard for them to change and turn into a more offensive player. So it's a problem, that thing between the role play and the position that you need to play. So we are still to see if Uwadu can change that. But then so far, it's a problem. I think it is squad dynamics with all the changes that are happening, the new players coming in. Yeah, it's a squabble. So we'll see how it is. I don't see Pirates coming away with a win here. A draw will be lucky, even though Sundowns, they're not at their best. But then you look at what Sales and Reyners are doing there. I think Matthews is missing a bit. Maybe Habakamu substitute. I don't know. I somehow I feel like Caruso doesn't believe in Shalulile that much. I don't know what's the problem there. But then I don't see Shalulile coming in. It doesn't look like he's gonna bring him in.
I wanna. Hey, man.
Right.
No, I wanted to ask you something, Tiro, before you go.
Yeah.
Did we underestimate the emotional attachment that the Sundowns player, that the Pirates players maybe had with Jose Rivero? Is that maybe something as well that's coming to this, that, you know, when you're not losing a coach and you're losing a padre, what happens? Does that play into this for you in any shape?
To a certain extent, it does. I mean, I think the thing is understanding the fact that these players had trust in Rivero so much. I mean, they'd spent 3 years with this guy, and he knew how to take out the best out of them. Even in bad days, he knew how to bring out the best out of them, and they were used to him. So now you're bringing in a new somebody, and it's almost like a forced receipt. You look at even the emotional state Sabo Mufukeng with Bonkota living and them staying, and it comes into play. Then here at this point, now I'm asking, what is the management doing? Or how is the management talking to these players at this point to say, guys, we are going through changes. We can't afford you to have a back foot now. Because at the end of the day, it jeopardizes their career. These players should be thinking, if I do well, there's also Bafana to be played for. There's Bafana that they need to be selected for. The way that he's playing, how is Hugo Pros going to select him? It's going to be a problem. Oshandre are doing well overseas. So are we going to fight again when Hugo says, I'm not selecting this one, I'd rather take this one because of performance? It's going to be a problem, but then it is what it is.
Before I let you know, I just want to say, I saw a comment here speaking about Relay. But guys, sometimes you just need to be honest at times, guys. This was a lot of how Relay was playing last season, in terms of he wasn't in the game for a lot of the games. Relay would give you a good 15. One of the 15 minutes that Relay gives you is incredible. Mara, he wasn't a player that was in the game for 90 minutes. You know, so I think sometimes, again, when we look at our teams, sometimes they're not honest with what we are seeing, what they do. Like for me, Pirates doesn't build up the middle. They've always been a wide playing team. I used to say it. That's why Borile were coming into prominence on the wing, because they'd get the ball in those positions and take on their players, and that's where the chaos came from. It's why your stars, Kibonkota, Kibo Loch, when Loch was playing left wing, Kibo Saleh coming in from the side. That's Pirates was always that. So this idea that Pirates now all of a sudden is a team that builds up from the middle, is a team that's central, is a team that does all those things. I don't know where it comes from. But before I go too far, I want to bring in Nomtandazo. Nomtandazo, are you with me?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Nomtandazo. I'm going to come to you. We're going to start with Nomtandazo. I just have it in order here. Sorry. Nomtandazo, mina right, man, Nomtandazo. Ubonani kule game. Welcome.
Thank you. It's my first time here.
Welcome.
Normally I would watch on a crowd, but today I can't face a crowd from the Orlando Pirates I've been seeing. Let's start first with the issue of Rivero. Even from the time when he confirmed that he was leaving, the players were just their mindset changed.
Yeah.
So in this game, I think it's going to be a matter of the mind. We need players with strong minds. Don't play for the coach. You don't play for the... Okay, you can play for the club, but your name also stands. If you look at players overseas and in big leagues, a player can change teams, can change coaches. Like Mamelodi Sundowns
countries.
has been changing. Yes, they've been changing coaches for a number of times, from Mosimane to who's this guy, Rulani.
Rulani,
But they still
Mangoba.
keep the quality. We need players of quality.
Okay.
Situations must not change their characters and the way they play football. So I think it's where it lies now. Most of our teams in the PSL, their players are not that quality as Mamelodi Sundowns.
Mara, even if they're not quality, how Pirates was beating Sundowns, Kodi Kapung, you know, you only played Sundowns twice. Surely Pirates' squad could go and beat Bomarumo, Bomakisi more often. Lebona.
That's why I'm saying the quality of their minds. You see, Rivero did one thing with them. He would allow them to grow in their minds, even the young ones. They would have the characters of players that have been in the league for more than 5 years, because he believed in them and instilled this character of believing in yourself that much. So for now, I think maybe they are focusing on the tactics the coach is coming with, instead of focusing on themselves also.
Nomtandazo, finally, score. Final score.
I think 1-0 it will stand like this. I don't see Orlando Pirates coming back. If they are like him, then 1-1.
Okay, no, thank you so much for joining. You must keep coming back. Lewena, you must have the character to keep coming back. No, thank you so much. Let me bring in Tisetso. Welcome.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks to you, my brother.
I'm good. I'm also the first caller, man. It's first time in your platform.
Welcome.
No, the issue is, you see what the coach did of Pirate. He tried to do what Mangoba did. So Sundowns saw the issue quickly and they resolve it. Here, the coach tried to change everything at once, and it does not. Even Rulani said, I remember you reposted it. Rulani said the mistake that he did in Parrot, he tried to change everything at once. He didn't give everyone a chance to change the philosophy, or, guys, I'm trying to do this and this and this. Yes, Parrot signed 12 players, but you cannot change all the player at once. Says, the players must change at once. Change all the 11 players. Start with the new one. What the mentality do to that old players? Because the new one will say, "Oh, they didn't work." You must give those new signings to work for the starting level. Sorry about that. That's my call.
But this is what I want to ask you. I want to ask you, Mara, wasn't it also unfair? I wanted to ask you then, wasn't it also unfair then on Wadu, because not only did he come in as a new coach having to deal with these players, but say they lost the first 2 games with the old players, do you think Pirates fans would be fine? Yeah, man. Do you think Pirates fans would be fine having Bule on the bench, having Apolis on the bench, having Dule on the bench? Wouldn't they make the same noise?
They will do make same noise, but remember, I sign you as my player. You think you will work? You don't work. You're starting 11. You see that mentality. And the other thing, this thing of the what is player that one. Mufuke. Remember no Mufuke statement they say change it. Mfanolo teammate na phela lena o sainile go side re yena ba hana tsama. So wa utlisa ntho e thomo change le ngonda ha hore why nna ba hana ke tsama. Ka mo le papa ha parents ba mo frustrate hore dude re tlo sign on tsara. So that thing lona it later. So the coach must say, guys, change your mentality. As again and mind over or change it total. And we do coach natama not good ka mind. Nasarapel kin tomato. Nasarapel. Mele motor haten utin.
Hey, kabona ba phone la kopa last thing prediction scoreline.
Ruin Sundowns ya fele ka 2-0 table kam ko badala le bala
okay
bumbuli all over I'm still a feditse ka bona bumbuli all over
tlogela mbule aw for time over the champion
I got all my ruin that 2-0. Sharp, guys.
66 minutes in. Yeah, it's a very messy open game. At this point, anybody can take it. I think this plays better for Pirates. Maybe Pirates can do something here to come back if it stays this messy. Bule and Apolis have made it onto the pitch. I want to ask there in the comments, one of the things, I did a video on my YouTube channel, and one of the things that I put up was, some of the things we downplay is mentality of players when they lose their guy. So what's Amaya, Coach Rivero, he leaves the job. You bring in this Coach Wadu. Rivero was lucky enough to be the guy that brought in a lot of the players that we're pointing at. He's the one who maybe trusted Abos BC, who was playing before, but he trusted Abos BC, Abos Sesane, he trusted Abo Rile, he trusted Abombate, he trusted a lot of the players that were brought in. I believe Tito as well. Right, so he has the luxury of having brought in his guys that listen to him. And after I think Pirates' big mistake for me was, that year. The thing that we downplay is that year between Coach Zinbauer and Coach Rivero. There was a year where it was Coach Fadlu and Coach Mandla Ncigazi in the middle. And I think that mitigated a lot of the pressure onto Rivero. But what I'm trying to say here is Rivero got the chance to bring his players in that would listen to him. I always use the example of Pep Guardiola, that Pep Guardiola came in and he got rid of players that were already stars outside of him so that you could bring in guys that would be tied to him differently, that would owe their careers to him. I think that was the mistake that Mangoba did when he came into Sundowns, that you are supposed to sweep clean and take everybody out so that you can bring in guys that will listen to you and you alone, and they'll form that bond. Those players, the Sundowns, had formed that bond with Rulani. So now when you have those guys, they're not listening, do you know what happens? When they're not playing and you lose, because they're still there, there's a lot of noise from fans. That's why I'm asking for the comments before I speak to anything else. For the comments, do you think that Pirates almost screwed Uadu over by not just having him have to take over the old squad, but having him take over the old squad with all of these new players coming in. Because when all those players come in, if I will stand on it. If Pirates lost their first 2 games with old players, you'd be crying for Mbule, crying for Apolis. Okay. Now it's just both ways now, and he comes in now. Shem Aganas Tunzi. There's no Tunzi that he comes into the team with. There's no respect to the team that he comes into the team with. The old players might not even look at him that way, right? So did they screw him by doing those type of things? A Pitso or Rulani, maybe they walk into here, how sales off? What are you doing? Anyway, Joe, welcome to the show. How are you? I hope I'm saying it right.
Oh, gee.
Yes. Hey. You had me, Chiefs.
Hey. Wow, but this is when stress kicks in.
Yeah.
This is when it kicks in. Hi.
Lishota guy.
Attacking, yeah. Tlameha attack more. Always, he's a ball of go on, yes. Ha. Kita itla timi.
We turn over the Sundowns akere. Ki ete.
Nale ke batla ka final.
Jwale mplele. Uchincha wena ankare ucoach Pirates. Uchincha in.
Yo, squad ka fair.
How?
Okay, I think fella. Like maybe 4 players. Coach is starting lineup if I was the coach.
Yeah.
So goalkeeping, obvious, China. And then Kamaharing. Kibaya CBC Limbogazi.
Okay.
And then left back Kitabea. Maybe Dino.
Oh, left back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me cook, OT. Let me cook. Let the boy cook.
Let the boy cook.
Yeah. So yeah, but if we only had more signings, all the signings must go back to their clubs, except for Osuna Police and Mbule. Those 2. Yes, shoot. Yee! Let him live Unukora. Hi, manini ngale team. I think yes, I lose, manai.
Mara no kuka. So shebile kuka.
Oh, okay. Back to where I was. Kitla khutla who left back ya khutla no. Kamhareng ki kenya Rikibo. Mahareng ki kenya Mbata Litito Limbule. Mbata attacking midfielder. And then Mbule defensive midfielder. And then left wing. Ito Kenya. Maybe Fukeng left wing. And then a police. Last and final. The one and only striker. You see, Radio Pane is underrated, you see. He still has a bright future to come, yabo. So I'll put Radio Pane there. He's a fighter. He fights for his freedom. He fights for it. You see, against Mokalats, I le coach. I le coach le. I write le coach.
How?
And Mariko, inkomo leyo. Ay, Mariko, inkomo straight.
Okay, kupa yeah.
No. Ke tsebe ba mongile kae mara ke mbatli. Ha tsamaye.
Manje mina ngifuna ukubuza ka batla go botsa. O ka tlisa mang as coach? O tlisa mang as coach? O batla mang?
At this point ke tlotla. At this point ke tlotla.
How kgethi Pitso, how kgethi Rulani, wa inkela wa kena.
Ke inkela nna. Cause batho ba fela o etsa job. It's simple. Wa coach fela.
Yeah.
It's simple. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Bona le batla o dlala 5-3 5-3 5-3 5-3. Hey.
Okay. Jwale, last question. If fella join matchen.
I like the fella 1-1.
1-1. Who kora bang for Pirates?
Who kora? Hey, I went on to mo.
No. You for time. Yeah.
Who kora Tito?
Tito Tswile.
Utswile?
Yeah.
Yo, yena coach ya tsibi bolo.
For time, let me bring it Bukwane, 76 minutes, Sundowns 1-0. Rinka came in, my brother.
My brother, you need to remember.
Bukwan. Arrecho notification, the 10-year-old, no, it's 1-2 fella. Why are you guys making this thing complicated? Bukwan, are you with me?
Yeah, can you hear me? I can
hear you.
Sorry for that. I was saying this coach, when it comes to defense, his defense is disciplined and tactically in order. That's what he did Sundowns when he beat them 1-0. I remember he scored 1-0. He makes it impossible for you to score. But the thing is that I've got a head man, a cattle head man as a coach. This guy was supposed to go serious. I've got a head man as a cattle header as a coach.
Yeah.
This guy must go look for cattle and he had cattle. This guy tactically is not smart. Technically, he has no idea. I don't know. He doesn't see that in tool is not needed. Now you need.
Mahopa. Mokwena, are you still with me? Okay, let's see. We'll come back. Let me see if Pilani, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you, champ?
Champ, I'm okay. Champ, off. Se apply naturena tina.
I did. Good for you. It's nice. I'm not. I get a navi high. So you guys in your honeymoon phase, but it's fine.
Some people are too young to remember Seakruva ge kukoko. So Seakruva ge kunabi, but it's okay. Pilani, tell me about this game.
I'm happy, Joe. I'm happy. Very happy because from my point of view, I thought Santos was gonna put 4 against us. I thought Santos was gonna put 4 against us. But the fact that we're losing 1-0, the fact that we're still losing and we're still conceding, it shows Uguti, regardless of whether we go back to the original squad, the problem still remains Uguti Ukhoza Magahan. I'm still sticking to that. That is the hill that I'm willing to die on. You understand?
Yeah.
Because who approved to up this Uguti Akash? Who he told the guy to say, you see? So regardless of what's going to happen into the match, I'm still on the point of Gucci, like fundamentally speaking, Pirates still has a problem. And I did tell you on the last live when Pirates was playing against Moruma Galazuwitz, this guy is pulling a man over.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be on a slot, if you have to be honest. Because when Arne Slot came into Liverpool, he didn't change much. He's only changing in the second season. And
whoa, Wana says he hits the bar.
Furthermore, there's also evidence to say Uguti, because there was an interview like Rulani Mokwena stating Uguti his biggest mistake and the reason why he left Pirates was because he changed things too quickly. After over Komumich. So you have to like do things gradually. And because this guy is doing a rug pull and he's still playing with some form of arrogance, I don't see him like lasting. Really don't.
Would Arne Slot have survived? Would Arne Slot have survived if Liverpool signed VERT in the season before he took over? Like right when he took over, they signed who they have now, Ekiteke. They signed a lot of players before that. Do you think that it would have done it? It would have maybe forced his hand to play some of those players? Guys, in the comments, can you hear me properly? Guys, in the comments, can you hear me properly? Because I'm listening to, I don't know if it's my network that's the issue here. Pilani, just repeat what you're saying there.
I'm saying like with Arne Slot, the advantage that he had was that he didn't sign any players, and had he brought his players at that time, I think it was going to halt the momentum that Liverpool are on, and it was going to be like wishy-washy, you understand? So I think coming to up the slump, I think you should have just left everything as it is, and just added a few things here and there, because in the match, Nyabonu Sibelebele, he's actually like a very good replacement for Nkot in the meantime, you know. And then obviously Makaula is injured, so Usihle Nduli, he won't be like up to match fitness, and there won't be like as much chemistry. But then it was the same squad. They were gonna like groom the guys to like incorporate themselves into the team, into the chemistry, and things would like gradually like climbed up.
Okay.
But the way that I see things are going, I also violent it.
Okay. Score prediction.
It would be a relief of the slump if they could draw. I'll be shocked if they win.
Okay. No, for time, let me jump in, guys. Hey, I saw a note make it onto the pitch. Hey, I wonder if it's please don't give up on me, Alende. I have not given up on you. I have not given up on you. Please don't give up on me. Trust me. I wonder if he's getting the same thing. And maybe the note didn't come from Rulani, man. Maybe Steve, Huyo Palala man note, man. Anyway, Pirates has been on the attack here. They look like the better team. Sundowns has made this an open game for no reason. And Pirates is benefiting from this. Now, I did say that if this game does break down, Pirates looks like the better, could take advantage of that type of breakdown, I think, better than Sundowns. Sundowns is getting very emotional. I'm seeing Mokwena, they're fighting, they're throwing things around, they're doing all of those things. They should be focused because Pirates has been going at Sundowns. This is where you free up arenas, you free up sales, you free up those guys to take advantage of some of the gaps that Pirates is losing, especially when Pirates is pushing forward so much. They've hit the crossbar, they've had shots that went straight to Williams, they've done quite a bit for themselves. And it's a pity that they're not up right now, or they're not at least level. But anyway, let me go to TK. TK? How? TK, are you with me? Okay, we'll see. We'll see if we can't get TK back in. Pansy, welcome.
Habibi.
Oh, Habibi. Now you are Pansy. Now you are Pansy the Langa, Habibi.
Habibi, you know life is tricky up and down. Habibi, you lose phone, you gain SIM card, you lose SIM card, you gain weight. Habibi, it's up and down like a roller coaster in Gold Reef City, Habibi. So just go with the flow. Eh? How are you, my friend?
No, I'm good, my brother. 1-0, 84th minute. Tell me what's happening here.
Habibi, Sundowns. No, Sundowns like a move, Habibi. We have a lot of average players in this team.
Yeah.
Angege, Mr. OT. There's a lot of average players in this team. No. Lape move, Mr. OT. No, man, giyavuza kakhulu, man, Mr. OT. Maning, man, I'm a player, man. I've never seen a player always getting caught out of position like Mudiba in my life. Since ngazalwa, Mr. OT. Since ngazalwa in my whole life, I've never seen a player being caught out of position so much. Yo, Nkosi yami, yabo iPirates befana ukuthi amathuba wife bewathathile Mr. OT. Bebazosivala lana Mr. OT. Ukuthi nje ngasho ukuthi maybe Pirates has more problems than us right now, but no, man, you know when you watch games like this, you see how Sundowns constantly loses the CAF in those very crucial games, Mr. OT, those very crucial moments, you know. Your defense is klung, and it's very frustrating watching a Sundowns team that seems to only play in one gear, and meaning it's one gear, ngisho ukuthi they negate opportunities la kune thuba lokuthi nidlale counter khona. You know, when there's a counter, they won't take that opportunity. They'll always revert to what they know, which is starting the ball back from the goalkeeper and making your way up the field. And it's very boring sometimes to watch and very predictable. The only thing Sundowns and these other teams in the PSL is...
Hey! Yakori Pagania! La Cori Pagania. 1-1.
Which side? Bonili Pumaglipi side, food.
Yeah.
It's the same side. Every single... Yo, Mr. OT.
Marangichi maskuluma. People don't listen to us. Angichi maskuluma.
No, man, Mr. OT, man, no, man. Man, we can't be doing the same mistakes for 3 seasons. 3 seasons, Mr. OT. I left 3 seasons, Mr. OT. Kunini, Mr. OT. Umpunyelwa na udlala ibhola negative, Mr. OT. Mekathola ibhola into ayenzayo nje yena ukulirotate kubuyisele emuva. Yo, mara feri ngizobuya Mr. OT, ngizobuya great Mr. OT, ngiyavuka soon Mr. OT. I'm gonna come back.
No,
this Panskelanga thing is just you know. But yeah, the real deal's coming back. Yeah. So excited, Mr. OT.
Okay. Pirates finding a goal through Bilibili. Look for the space on the left-hand side and play the ball over there.
Mr. OT, ukubuza fast. Vele Williams akasadive la ifini yakhe vele. Sekaqedile na.
Angithi Williams was bekadiver every 2 months he was called to dive.
His elbows and knees are finished now. Is this what's going on?
But no, for time, Radio Pirates come onto the pitch. Pirates has been able to find their goal, 1-1. It does still seem like if they just keep going up the right-hand side of their attack, playing balls in behind, make the run, Radio. Get Radio. How? You're gonna get something, guys. It's simple. This thing. There. You could even get another goal here. Mamelodi Sundowns right now has decided that they're going to carry on stubbornly keeping a 4. They're going to carry on keeping that 4 there. They're going to carry on trying to go mano a mano with Pirates. Sometimes you put away your ego, guys, and you say, you know what, guys, we're going with a 5. The sad part is that I called for Lunga to come in to play a traditional left back. Marana, I guess, like highway. Anyway, Pirates is up. Pirates is a very emotional team, so the emotions are up now. And when the emotions are up, they could do a lot just Godini in 5 minutes. But in any case, guys, for the next few people, I'm going to give you 1 minute. I'm going to give everybody just 1 minute to quickly tell me what you're thinking, since we're coming towards the end of the game. We'll dissect the game properly on Monday. Pirates! We'll dissect the game properly on Monday, like we normally do at 8 p.m. That is when we're going to look at the game. So follow if you have not followed. Bongs, very quickly, can Pirates steal something here?
Pirates look like they want to fight. They are fighting, actually. They are fighting. And they've targeted the place where you always say Sundowns have a weakness in. The Mudiba side. They've attacked Mudiba side to get that goal.
Yeah.
You've been saying it all over. Even last season you were saying it. Mudiba is untrustworthy in the left side. I don't know why don't they play Basadi. They're left. You've been saying it. They're left. They didn't learn from last season. Even Kaizer Chiefs attacked. They're left. Pirates now are attacking. They're left. The same position you keep on telling them. They're left. Mudiba is their weakness. They're left.
Now Lunga is the weakness there. It was AB last season. It was Libusa. Tshwane, man.
Let them try Basadine. What did they buy Basadine for? Or they were just taking Basadine away from teams that really need players like Bob Basadine.
No, folks. Can Pirates steal something here?
If they take their chances, but with Radio Pane, I doubt they will get something out of this game. It's gonna end 1-1 right now.
Okay. I'm just being quick, guys, because we're at the end of the game. Agent, same problem, new faces.
That's why I predicted a 1-1 at halftime, because I was expecting us to concede. What gets to me sometimes is always the senior players. Sometimes we'll never lose because we are outplayed or something. It's always the senior players that gets to me.
Yeah.
We saw Kekana wanting to do the Kekana special there. We see Williams falling instead of taking the ball. It's always the experienced players that get to me. And then you get to it. I don't think Jaden will play for Sundowns in a long time.
No.
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I think we were too nice. When I said take him out, people were like, no, what, he's not it. He's not it. But again, short winter blanket, you are saying go to a back five. We consolidated the midfield and still didn't work. Some are saying we went too defensive. But the last point that I want to talk about was there's a reason why we concede always on the sides when Matthews and Sales goes out, because those guys help track the runners. So it is what it is, and they're missing free headers for fun. These guys, thank you, Mr. Uti. That is why it was jihad. This is why it was jihad. Shalom.
Let me go to Levi. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. I know you, Mr. OT.
I'm okay, man. 1-1. How do you feel about this game?
Coach, what is really frustrating me. This guy, how do you want to convert really to a 10 when you see that his strongest points are when he comes from the wing cutting in? That's his best place in any game where you find really playing from the wing coming in. That's his best. That's where he thrives. Now at the last minute you sub Mahuba, who's been making the runs that open up spaces for others. You put in Radio Pan. I want Radio Pan to succeed, but at this point you should be putting in a Mavasa, someone who can threaten the defense. Right now, Radio Pani is not making the runs. He's waiting for the ball. It's just frustrating what the coach is doing. I don't understand why he likes Radio Pani so much for big games.
But then, to be fair, doesn't the coach need at times to have his own players there and have the chance to, the more he gives Radio Pani a chance.
Not against
Not against
Sundowns. Against Sundowns, you need to make sure. Against Chiefs, you need to make sure. It's not just a game. It's a pride of a nation. Yeah, we're gonna have this game till next week on the streets. We have to. You see, you have to understand when you're playing for Pirates, a game on Saturday doesn't end at 90. It ends on a Wednesday after everybody has had their say in it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see anybody stealing it? Is the last question here?
No, it's over.
Okay. Spura, we've got a minute. Tell me what you think.
OT, OT Sundowns is very lenient. I can tell you that now. I think they felt for yes, buses well, man. We take back to pay. This is not the Sundowns we know. Firstly,
Yeah.
Secondly, I see that the senior players are the ones who are making big mistakes. Keka, he should be leading by example. Williams as well, you know. So the game is over now. It's ended with a 1-1 draw. It's also gonna be a draw maybe next week. Maybe it's gonna go into penalties. But I feel as if Sundowns has been very lenient on us.
Okay.
They should have finished us, to be honest, you know. I think Caruso is more concerned about defending than winning. For me, he should have played some players that would be more aggressive in terms of attacking, like Obama Bena, as I said before, and the likes of who's this guy? I'm here because we drew. That's why I think confused. But what a lucky draw. I'm still saying Coach Oduado should go. You know?
Okay.
I still feel that he should go. We've seen enough. We've seen enough. We understand what type of a coach he is, but he's not our type of a coach. He doesn't understand us.
For time I'm going to jump in, let me bring in Abuti and Define. Abuti and Define, you've got a minute. Tell me what you think about this game.
Mr. OT.
Yeah.
I don't know what can I say, my brother, but then we as a London boys taking our chances in the second half.
Hello, can you hear me?
We could have taken our chances in the second half. We didn't do that as much. Mahopa missed a lot of chances. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Mr. OT? As I was saying, we could have taken a lot of chances in the second half. We dominated Sundowns quite a bit there and there, especially in the middle field. But then it's a game of football, man. What can you say? But then the coach needs to up his game because we, as the fans, we lost hope in him already. Thought Sundowns was going to give us 6 today, but then we walked away with the draw and we'll be happy to take it, my guy. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Tyler, you've got a minute, my brother. Tell me what you thought about the game.
Yes, OT. Sundowns problem still continues on the left-hand side. Huge problems. They need to look into that. Also, they need to look at Matthews, the replacement Matthews. They need to go back to North America and find a replacement for Ribeiro ASAP. Because when they go forward, I don't know what's going on there. When they go forward, they are solid in the midfield, in the back line. The left-hand side has got a bit of a problem they need to replace. I thought that's the reason they brought Pasadine, but I see they're not using Pasadine. So they need to sort that urgently. Otherwise, the spine is solid. I like the Cupido guy and Ulendoka at the back there. Debza and Alenda, they make football look simple. And you hardly see them injured when OT because they're playing simple football. I think a lot of players and a lot of kids can learn from both of those two players how to play a midfield. They need a creative forward, and Matthews out, please, for good for Sundowns. They must just sell him. He's not good. Adams Matthews, please. get also Ulendo Mutawa back, give him more money. If you need to give him $1 million a month, give him, because it's going to be a problem,
Okay.
that boy there. Thanks, Oti.
No, for time, let me bring it to Wesh. Wesh, welcome to the show. Uti match, Wesh.
Hey, OT. It was a beautiful match. I think from Orlando Pirates' side, coach just needs to go back to that changing room and win that changing room, because the problem starts there. Ukuthi kumele ayowina leya changing room. 2, this guy needs to decide. You have players, you have a squad. You need to decide. Ukuthi, do you really want to do this and win or not? You know, because even manje, you have the spine of the team. Unabantu abafana naboSipho Mbuli ofuna ukuba introducer 20 minutes before the game ends. The guy wants to play. The guy can make your team play. So he just needs to decide ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani with the squad that he has. He has no excuses, literally no excuses. And I don't know, itini Tilia can no radio and the more the boy plays, the more I feel like he's gonna lose his confidence more, because the only way to gain that confidence is to score those goals. You are giving a baller ezinyaweni zakho, score amagoli ukuze you gain back your confidence, you know. But by the look of things, he's gonna end up being booed grounding, because he's not giving us anything. And already Nomdofana Nomahopa, who has been in field, usnigila goal scoring opportunities. Then you take them out in minutes. Look, I don't understand. But all in all, we played better than we did in the past 2 games as Orlando Pirates. This guy just needs to decide. That's all.
Okay. No, Wesh, thank you so much. Monday, 8 p.m., guys. Monday, 8 p.m., I'll be back. My thoughts are going to be up in about an hour and a half on my YouTube channel and everywhere else if you want to know my thoughts. But very briefly, I think both these teams were not good today. And I think both these teams represent 2 teams that are at a funny crossroads. You know, when you look at the Pirates, do you move forward the way Wadu wants to play, or do you play the football that they played in the second half? Right, in the first half, they were playing very wide. It was very boring. They weren't getting places where they needed to go. They were playing with the old squad, quote unquote. And then in the second half, it was just excitement, pure excitement. Where Pirates put on exciting players. Like I always say about the Pirates, Escotini can go from 1-0 to 5-0 very quickly when they wake up. The excitement of Escotini can do that to you. Mamelodi Sundowns, on the other hand, Ukar also needs to figure out what he wants to do with this team. Is Sundowns going to be a transition team where you're going to bring in Abo Reynolds, Abo Matthews, and use them to their strengths? Or are you going to be a possession team where you're going to use Abo Riding, Abo left back, Abo Mudiba in the roles that they're good at? We've spoken at length about the left side, yes, Sundowns. The left side of Sundowns, whether it's Mudiba, whether it's Libusa, whether it's Lunga, whether it's Kimang AB last season, Bavuzangale. And there was a big problem on that side. Urile needs to go back to being a winger. I will say this over and over and over again. Let the boy go back to being a winger. Urile umnandi makase wingin apego umuntu 1v1 coming in from the side. That's where you get your penalties, that's where you get your chances, that's where you get his shots. Stop this thing of playing as a 10. I don't understand where he's going in the middle. Now, I think maybe this showed that now my old players were Pirates were not as strong as we speak of. And then for Sundowns, you can have all the quality in the world and you can pack a midfield and you can bring everybody in. But if you don't have a proper structure that you've chosen, shame. You're still going to see this. You cannot play Tshwane, Allende, Adams, Mokwena, Matthews, Sales, and just expect something to happen. But just expect something to happen. I don't know if you can play that game. And he's also going to have to make some choices. Guys, follow if you have not followed. So Monday, 8 p.m. We're going to break down this game proper. Futu Gumnand is the only game from the PSL this season, this this weekend. So Monday, 8 p.m., we're going to sit down and break it down. You'll be able to jump in and speak to me and all of that stuff, guys. Support us, our podcasts, our shows, everything. So my thoughts, my reaction is going to be out in about an hour's time. So please check that out too. Thank you to everybody that was in. Thank you to Sid for the subscription, for subscribing. Thank you to Mampules, Goodies Nice, and Divuo and Bob23 for watching. I'll see you guys then on Monday. Monday, 8 p.m. We'll be here. Bye, everyone.